Greetings, Scorpio. My lovely Scorpios. Greetings and welcome. We're here today, Scorpio, to do a reading regarding your love life. And this reading is very specific. So, if you are in a relationship, actively in a relationship now, in which your person has brought in a third party to the relationship, and you, Scorpio, wish to remain connected to your person. So your person brought this third party in, but you want to stay in this relationship. This is the reading for you, okay? Because we are going to look at and address exactly how you, Scorpio, get rid of the third party for good. Get them out of there so that you can repair the damage done and move forward in your connection with your person. So I say that to let you know this is very specific. So if you're in a third party situation right now with your person and you have no interest whatsoever in being with your person any longer, then these messages really aren't going to be relevant for you. And this is specifically geared towards those of you who want to remain in your connection, okay? And you're looking for guidance on how to get rid of the third party. Dropping cards. Okay. So, with that being said, this is a general reading. All right. And Scorpio, I want to welcome all my new Scorpios. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your energy and time that you're devoting to this. For those of you returning Scorpios, oh my goodness, thank you for your support. Welcome back. I'm so happy to see you today. All right. This is a general reading, Scorpio, which means that if you find that the messages here don't resonate with your situation, don't panic. That simply means that you need to mash that notification bell or hit that subscribe button and mash that notification bell so that when your story is being told in a couple of days, you're the first one to know about it. All right, Spirit, let's get some messages on the board from our lovely Scorpios. Let's tell them how to get rid of this third party for good. All right. So Scorpio, here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to pull a spread of 3 tarot cards to begin with. And that spread is going to give us an overall outlook. And once I get through those messages, I'll throw another spread here, which will take an in-depth look on what it is that you need to do to get rid of the third party. Now, I'm going to warn you that when we get into the in-depth reading, we're going to take a look inside your person's head. And we're going to take a look inside the third party's head. And we're going to see what their thoughts are regarding each other. And we're going to see what your person's thoughts are regarding you. Now, this may yield us some information, Scorpio, that you find painful, but I'm not doing it to cause you pain, Scorpio. I'm doing it because in order to effectively know how to get rid of that third party, we have to look at what's actually going on at a very deep level. So we're going to get into the shit, okay? I would never give messages just to hurt you. But I do have to give the messages that Spirit gives me. I have to be a straight shooter on that, okay? So, again, if we get into messages that you find hurtful, just remember to breathe and remember this is not meant to hurt you. It is simply meant to give you all the information that you need in order to get the job done. All right, Spirit. Let's get these messages for my Scorpios on the board. Excuse me, Scorpio. Alrighty, let me grab my clarifying deck and we'll get started here. All right, Scorpio, your first message comes by way of Judgment, followed by the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so with this Judgment card, I'm getting an overall feeling that the decision is yours. Like, this situation and whether you can effectively get rid of this third party is in your hands. It's your decision to make. And you need to make a firm decision, because I'm getting this feeling that this is going to take a little bit of time, Scorpio. It's not only going to take a little bit of time, it's going to take a bit of maneuvering on your part. So what Spirit is saying is, if you're going to be in it to get rid of the third party, you got to be in it to win it. You got to commit to that, because it's going to be a little bit trying, okay? This is feeling like I'm walking through a little bit of mud, and what that lets me know is this situation is very, very involved. And I pulled a clarifier from the Kipper deck of Message of Concern. And what that's saying to me, more than it is you receiving a message, it is a feeling that you need to make sure that you're attending to your own emotional health as you go through this process, should you decide to go ahead forward with getting rid of the third party. You have to make a commitment to yourself, as well as your commitment to your relationship and getting rid of the third party. You got to commit to yourself. You got to look out for number one, which is you, okay? So you have to commit to your emotional health and have individuals or an individual who can act in a way to guide you to balance emotionally, okay? All right, so the next message comes by way of this Queen of Cups. And this is letting me know that your relationship with your person is repairable. So it's going to take a lot of, again, once you get rid of this third party, this is a lot of the issues that need to be repaired. You're going to have some intuitive insight regarding that. Scorpio, we know Scorpios are incredibly intuitive. So it's going to take a lot of listening to the messages that come forth from the divine as you navigate through the waters of the Queen of Cups and repairing the damage to your relationship once that third party exits the building, right? So again, you're going to have your person or people on deck that are going to be looking out for you in regards to your emotional health, because this is going to be a bit of a process for you. All right. All right. So this Queen of Wands, bear with me for a moment here, Scorpio, as I listen to what messages are coming through from the divine. Okay, so I pulled a clarifier card here with this Queen of Wands of Despair, and what this is telling me is, after you get rid of the third party and you are trying to repair the damage that was done here, there's going to be a lot of feelings of despair that come forward. And I think a lot of those feelings of despair will be coming from your partner, right? And this may be stuff that's rooted in their past pain, right? So we know the quote, or not the quote, but the saying, hurt people. And so there's an element of that going on here with what your person has done, right? And so ultimately, part of what you'll be doing is guiding them towards getting the help they need in order to repair past hurts and past damage so that they can be more whole in their connection with you. But don't lose sight of who you are, Scorpio, because with this Queen of Wands showing up here, this is letting me know that you need to stay true to your own passions. And there needs to be a balance of the time commitment you put into repairing this relationship once that repair process begins, and the time that you put into your own interests that make you alone happy, Scorpio. All right, so you're going to need to stay balanced emotionally, physically, mentally as you go through this process in order to get through to the result that you would like to see. All right, so let me pull these messages up, and thank you, Spirit. And let's get into the deeper messages that we're looking for in order to get rid of this third party. Let me move my cards out of the way here and pull in the decks that I need for the next round of messages. All right, I'm going to get some shuffling in here, Spirit. We need some messages for my beautiful Scorpios about the motivations, what's going on in their person's head, what's going on in the third party's head, and more specifically, how we get rid of this interloper, this third party that is messing up everything right now. We need them gone. In Spirit, we're looking for those messages to know how to do that. We're looking for the roadmap here. All right, while Spirit's guiding me to stay shuffling here for a moment, Scorpio, this is a great time. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and match the notification bell. This is a great time for you to do that while I shuffle, okay? I really want you to be a part of my tribe over here. All right, let's get these last shuffles in, Spirit. All right, let's get our messages on the board. Let's straighten this up a little neater. All right, we have our messages here, Scorpio. Oh, let me grab my clarifier deck. Give it a few shuffles and we'll get started. Scorpio, it was certainly good news in that mini spread there to know that you can do this. You can do this. So don't be discouraged by the fact that Spirit has said it's going to take some time, because some of you may have been already involved in this for some time, but we can get you on the right track towards meeting your goal of getting rid of this third party. All right, let me grab a little sip here of my drink and we'll get started. All right. So your first messages, Scorpio, are brought to you by way of the Two of Swords in the reverse. I'll put her here. Followed by the Strength card. And as I look at this, I get an overwhelming feeling because I'm looking here into your person's head, Scorpio, and we're looking specifically to see what motivated them in the first place to involve a third party, because that's important as we look forward into wanting to know how to get rid of them. We need to know why your person did this, right? And so really, when we look at this, we're looking at your person's thoughts, right? So I want you to keep in mind that the information that comes forward as far as your person's thoughts, those are subjective. Those are your person's thoughts. They may not even line up with reality. They may very well line up with the reality, but they are your person's thoughts. So if it does differ from reality, know that that's why. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords in the reverse with the Strength card, and I pulled a clarifier here of the Emperor. And what this is telling me, whether your person's male or female, right, that you, not you, but your person has this need to feel as if they are in control, right? They have a need to be running the show. That's their desire. And for many of you, I feel as if your person is quite a bit, how do I say this? It feels like your person steps into energy that feels like a dictator in regards to the relationship, in regards to you. Okay. And so what I get from this also is the fact that they were meeting up with resistance from you, especially initially when they started to step to you in this dictator type energy. And then Scorpio, being the smart, intuitive, divine being that you are, you naturally went into this mode where you began to kind of calm the beast, so to speak. So you see the Strength card here. She has a lion's head rested on their lap. So think about that. If you were to meet up with a lion in the wild, what are the chances that you would just sit there and the lion come and calmly rest their head on your lap? So in this particular picture, you are represented by the woman, whether you're male or female, and your partner is represented by the lion. And so your person, I don't know, had this freak out moment when they realized, oh my gosh, Scorpio has gotten me to rest my head in their lap like this, right? Like, I'm not in control. Scorpio's in control. And it was a true freak out moment. And it's like they wouldn't even let go of the control of thinking about not being in control, right? And so this sent them into this headspace where it's like, I'm going to say this, and again, this is their thoughts. Scorpio has outwitted me, and I can't let that be. I'm the emperor. I'm in charge. Male or female, I'm the emperor. I'm in charge. I have control. And I'm going to show that I am in control. Now, does that mean that your person wanted you to know about this third party? I don't get that. I don't get that they did it because they wanted you to know about it. I get it as more of a revenge feeling, a revenge that they never necessarily planned to reveal to you, and that it was just good enough for them to be seeking this revenge. And the revenge is strictly for you daring to tame them like this lion. And for those of you Scorpios who are involved with Leos, this is especially true. Okay? I don't often get, even though I know the associations of the astrology signs with the cards, I don't often get from Spirit that urge to call out a particular astrology sign. But when I do, right? So, but even if you are not involved with the Leo, this is the mindset that we are putting forth. It is very Leo-like energy, in a negative form, right? So this person is reacting to what they are feeling as a loss of control, right? It's very similar to what you get with the fabled or famed, and I'm not trying to offend anyone with this next statement. It's just stating that this is something that's out there, that people talk about, right? Where we talk about the Napoleon complex for some men of shorter stature. Again, not trying to offend anyone, but just calling it out because that's what's been called to mind. It's like the same type of energy of, I'm in charge, I'm the one, you're not going to beat me, and an overcompensation, in other words. Okay, that's the word I was looking for, Spirit. Thank you. So that's what's happening in regards to, in your person's mind, in regards to why they brought this third party into this situation to begin with. And with our next message of the Seven of Pentacles, I'm still in your person's mind, and this is feeling like they, from their perspective, they feel as if they were, number one, they were forced to invest what they would consider too much in the connection with you in regards to energy, emotion, that type of thing. Like, this feels like I had to commit to too much with Scorpio, right? And that's how Scorpio was able to get into this position where they're now in control. I had to bend over backwards and invest too much. And then on the other hand, the message coming through here as well is that I invested so much in being in control in this situation, and now Scorpio has upended my investment. So again, this is especially coming through as a masculine type energy as well. So if you are dealing with a masculine, this is the type of revenge that unfortunately a lot of masculines are known for. Again, they're going to seek out this revenge. They're not going to announce that they're seeking this revenge, but they just do it. And even if you never found out about it, it was okay with them, because in their mind they know they did it, right? And then I also get here as an additional message that unfortunately they didn't care if you found out about it. Like, if you found out, you found out, right? They will deal with it when they'll cross that bridge when they come to it, or when they came to it, which is a very cold-blooded, like, that's cold as hell. So I know that some of you Scorpios were deeply hurt, because I feel as if you Scorpios, when you found out, if you confronted your person, if you actually confronted your person, I feel like that confrontation didn't net you the emotions from your person that you were hoping for. It, first of all, you would hope that this person would be ashamed of their actions, that they would apologize, that they would truly apologize, not a fake apology, but truly apologize and commit to doing better. But I think some, if not most of you who confronted your person on this were met with an attitude that was much colder than that. And I know that that was a hard pill to swallow, Scorpio. All right. Again, just want to remind you, take a deep breath here, Scorpio. We're in the deep end. We're digging around in your person's head. And we have a reason for doing it. We're not just doing it for the hell of it. Okay? We're doing it so that we know the motivations and we can do the work of getting rid of this third party. Okay? So take that deep breath. All right. So our next message is coming by way of the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. And I want you to take a look at this card upright. It depicts this woman standing outside a gate and she's been locked out. On the other side is the warmth and comfort of her home, her land. And she's standing on the cold, barren side, like a cold, blustery winter day. And she doesn't even have a coat to wear. All right, she's locked out. She's trying to gain entrance. And I say that because I want you to understand some of the pictures I'll be painting here in this message. So the third party, we're going to look at the third party, and we're looking specifically at how they were able to gain this upper hand with your person, how they were able to pull your person's time and attention away from you. How did this happen, right? Because that's important so that we can move forward. Well, a couple of things. First, Scorpio, I see that your person, when engaging this third party, told the story of how they felt so out in the cold in their connection with you, that there wasn't love there, and they had invested so much in the situation with you, only to be disappointed because you are cold-hearted and unloving. All right? Breathe, Scorpio. We know Scorpios love hard, and so your person was clearly lying. All right? So that's how they opened the door with that third party, with their little stories and their little complaints. And the third party, offered them companionship with this Two of Cups showing up as the clarifier, right? So the third party was like, oh, I would never do you like that, blah, blah, blah. So they started to build an emotional connection within the third party, and within the third party's mind, okay? They started to build an emotional connection in which this person now allowed them into their life. Because the feeling that I get for you, Scorpio, is that a lot of times when I do these readings, I can feel that the third party may have pursued your person. But in this case, I'm feeling like your person pursued this third party's attention. Okay? At least initially. So I also have this Ten of Pentacles. Let me get the glare off. This Ten of Pentacles coming up here. Not as an ideal relationship or a soulmate type of thing, because Spirit clearly told us in the first reading, you can win this, right? So we know that's not what's going on here. What this Ten of Pentacles is indicating to me is that the way your person secured the attention and time and that they've received from this third party is by promising them this type of a connection, right? Ten of Pentacles indicates solidity, you know, building towards a family, investing, having great things, and being a power couple kind of thing, right? That type of thing. So your person made those promises, but those promises were false. Like, your person doesn't care about committing to this third party. Your person does not care about building anything of value with the third party. Your person used that as a ploy to get the third party's attention and time and get the third party to open up, and it worked. That's how they got in. That's how they get on the inside with that third party, okay? And the reason I can tell you that those promises were fake is because of the other cards that I'm seeing laying out here on our board, right? So there's nothing here about your person being in love with the third party. Good news, all right? So that's how they got in. That's how they got the door open. That's how they got inside this person's head and their bodies in many cases, okay? Let's be just graphic about it here. Okay. So our next message comes by way of the Three of Wands. And what this is showing me, Scorpio, is your person's intention, right? So intentions, we know, are not fact. Intentions are not predictions of the future. They're just what your person thinks in regards to what they're going to, how they're going to proceed with this third party, right? And so basically, this is an energy of your person just going down this meandering path wherever it leads. But you see at the very end of that path is a door. So they're going to waste this third party's time for as long as they're able to. They're going to drag that out as long as they're able to, walking lazily down this path, not giving of themselves, not giving of their heart, not giving anything that they cannot afford to give. So if they do give gifts, they're going to give gifts, but it's not going to be like breaking the motherfucking bank. They're just giving what they can comfortably afford to do. And they're going to meander down this path until the day comes when that becomes too difficult, and then they're going to walk through the exit door. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Yeah, until they get to the point where they need to make a quick exit out of this emergency exit door. And then they'll be poof, gone. Third party will be a thing of the past, and they won't. An emergency exit? Do you announce that you are making an emergency exit? You know, people can announce to tell you to make an emergency exit, but do you actually, if you're in a situation and you're somewhere and something kicks off and you need to get through the emergency exit door, do you announce it? No. So they're going to ghost that third party in the end, most likely, after they've built up all of these feelings in the third party person and, you know, all the promises. They'll be out as soon as it's inconvenient for them to continue, which is good for you, because guess what? Your business is going to be, Scorpio, all about making it damn inconvenient. That's what it's going to be. I can tell you that already. All right. So let's move forward. What can you do, Scorpio, to disrupt what the third party has going on with your person? I have the Son of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups in most decks. And let me pull a clarifier. I have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And also, while I was doing that shuffling, the Two of Pentacles popped out of the deck, and I'm going to keep it as a message. So this is creating a very romantic vibe again in your connection, which you're like, what? This person, you might be in a state of being pissed, Scorpio, or whatever, but this is the energy that you need to create in order to create a disruption in the connection between the third party and your person, right? So you create this disruption, and then the idea is here, things start going downhill, okay? And we'll have some more messages here regarding what it is that, you know, you do after the initial disruption is made. And I'm sorry, give me 1 moment, Scorpio. I need to do something. Okay, sorry about that. Had some outside noise coming in that I could actually muffle, and I wanted to make sure I did that. All right, so we're going to create this. You, Scorpio, are going to create this, or remind your person, not with your mouth, but through your actions, of what a rare and divine creature you are, right? So this white peacock is a rare creature. You don't see white peacocks every day. And so you are that divine creature that your person and everyone, for the most part, doesn't come into contact with every day. And so all those wonderful things that are rare and unique about you, you have to start playing them up so that your person is reminded. Okay, because they have obviously bumped their damn head and have some type of temporary amnesia. We're going to knock them out of that temporary amnesia, and we're going to remind them, I am Scorpio, I'm divine, and this is why. And in doing so, you're going to create a renewed interest in your person, right? I know the situation may look harrowing at this time, but trust me, Spirit's letting me know that this will work. Many of you are engaged in some movements and tactics at this time that are not helping your situation. So Spirit's putting you on the right path here, okay? So no arguments, no shutting out your person. And again, reminder for those of you watching, if you are not in it to win it in regards to this third party, if you are not in it to maintain your connection with your person, then these are not the messages for you. These are strictly messages for people who want to maintain their relationships and get rid of the third party. So you're going to have to do all the things at the very beginning, right? Like when you're trying to attract a certain someone, what do? You amp up your look, you amp up your glow, you engage yourself in interesting activities, things that you take an interest in, you get out, you mingle. These are all those things that you gotta pull back into your existence and start doing again, because you've become complacent, as we do often in relationships, and now it's time to get back to this type of activity so that we can disrupt what's going on between your person and a third party. You've got to take the hardship feeling away from your connection. Get rid of it, right? Like Scorpio, I know some Scorpios, and you probably have felt like doing this to your person for the betrayal that they've engaged you in, right? Like, I know that Scorpio temper, right? But you got to distance yourself from those urges and release any type of difficulties that exist right now. So if you've got an ongoing argument, you've got to find a way to wrap that up, or at least step outside of it for this time being, so that you can start to engage in these activities that are going to disrupt that third party relationship. And with this 2 of Pentacles rather, you can see here, she is dangling something here and she's holding back something here. So it's that coy language of, you know, hey, and this is Scorpio talking to their person. Hey, look here. Look what I've got. I've got this nice shiny something that I know you want with me. This isn't necessarily a material object, Scorpio. We're talking about something that you know your person desires from you. So it can be, you know, that you engage in certain activities with your person. It could be like, I don't know, it could be a vacation. It could be a lot of things that are experiences between you and your person that you know, because you've been with your person, you know that your person really gets excited about doing with you, or has in the past, and probably some things that you haven't done in a while, right? So you're dangling that and you're holding back something even greater that they want. And you play this game. You switch these out from time to time and you draw them in. So you're breadcrumbing them in a sense, okay? But not completely breadcrumbing, because breadcrumbing involves a lot of distance. You're not distancing yourself. You're engaging. You're alluring, but you're dropping these little crumbs of what they want to lead them back to where they belong, and they belong with you. All right. So hopefully that was a very clear message there. It's interesting, the illustrations that come to mind sometimes, okay? All right. So our next message, Scorpio, comes by way of justice in the reverse. And let me pull a clarifier. Ooh, Spirit. Okay. Focus, camera. All right. One thing that I'm getting off of this card is that this third party is a little bit what they would call airheaded. They're not the smartest puppy in the litter. Okay, I'm getting that. All right. So, this message is being clarified by the Sun upright. And like I said, I don't think this third party is the smartest puppy in the litter. And their view of your person is just so sunny. They've romanticized the very little that your partner does for them. They've romanticized, they've over romanticized in their minds their connection to your person. They really think they're heading for this 10 of Pentacles here. And so as you can imagine, Scorpio, and you know, the divine is not going to let them have that with this justice in the reverse, right? No matter what it appears to look like right now, no matter what the situation, this justice in reverse is coming to let you know that divine has your back on this, should you choose to go down the path of seriously getting your person back, okay? And getting rid of this third party. So their overly sunny outlook, this third party, can be used against them. is what I'm hearing very strongly. Like, for those of you who have not had a confrontation of any sort with this third party, it's time. It's time to show your face. And I'm not advocating for any type of violence. Just know that, okay? Because I wouldn't send you down a path towards something like that. But I'm letting you know that you can do that confrontation in many ways. You can do it through messaging. You can do it by phone. You don't have to be in person with that third party. I also pulled this Knight of Pentacles as a clarifier, and what's interesting here is it's another Pentacles card. What we were talking about over here with you, you know, baiting your person, you in a sense will be baiting this third party in that when you make connection with them, you're going to show some receipts for something delicious and romantic that you and your partner have just engaged in. You're going to show receipts. That is going that's going to go over real ugly for your person, because this person has idealized what your person represents in their life. And when you show up with your receipt, you're going to smash that to hell. And your person's going to have to deal with the fallout. And you remind that third party that, you know, I'm not the one here who's in the wrong. And if you're mad at anybody, you need to be mad at him or her, because they put you in this situation and they lied to you. Okay? All right. So what is it, if as we look into your person's head, Scorpio, that they expect as your reaction to their indiscretion, right? So what is it? So for those of you who haven't confronted your person even on this third party situation, when or if you do, or if you were to find out in their mind, what is it that you would do? Like what would your move be, right? And for those of you who have confronted, same thing. It's like, what is your person thinking? Oh, yeah, Scorpio knows, but yeah, I know what Scorpio's gonna do. That kind of thing. Their expectation comes by way of this Eight of Pentacles, which shows a woman focused on perfecting the work. So what that's saying is they are expecting you to double down on making your connection with them perfect, right? Like they don't expect you to go anywhere, number one. And number two, they are expecting that you're going to be incredibly focused on how to please them, right? And you're going to go into overdrive to make sure that you do it, okay? Which in part is what Spirit is telling me why this whole little strategy is going to work very well in disrupting the connection between the third party and your person, because in a sense we're talking about you doing something in a similar vein to what they expect, but not quite. Like you are going to bait them and they're going to read that as you working hard to make them happy, right? But you know that you're not doing everything. You're just baiting and holding back, and then switching out your bait and holding back. And you're playing that way. You're playing it that way, right? They're going to view it because of their ego as if, oh, look at Scorpio doing what I know they were going to do. But let them think that. It's okay. Let them think that. And how you're not playing to what they expect of you is here in that you're dressing yourself up, you're dusting yourself off, you're getting very involved in those things that you do when you are looking to attract a new lover, right? So that's going to throw them off in that they're going to be like, what in the hell? What in the hell? Because they don't want you going anywhere. So when they see you and you're not announcing that you're looking for a new lover, those words do not need to come out your mouth, because I think that will thwart your efforts, Scorpio. What it is they are looking at what you're doing, and that will speak for itself. All right. Spirit wanted me to point that out. All right. So, what strength do you have, Scorpio, that will blow this third party out of the water, so to speak? Your mental. I told you, and I hadn't even looked at this card, so this is actually confirmation for me on these messages, because I told you just a moment ago, this third party is airheaded, male or female. They're airheaded, right? And you have mental skills. You're not airheaded. You're very smart. And the other message of this card is you have the ability, because you come in not mentally challenged in the way of being smart, that you can put this person into confusion and too much in their head that they can't punch their way out of a paper bag. And that's what this whole thing is about, offering them the receipts. That's gonna, your conversation, I would, if it were me, Scorpio, the way I would do this is in a very friendly manner. Okay? But friendly but firm. Like, you're not, I want to be your friend. You go to them like you want to understand what is happening. And you never lose your temper with them, because that's alone is going to fuck with their mental. But the other part of it is, it's when you present those receipts, Scorpio, you're going to know how to get into this person's head. You're going to drop statements that, because you know your person so well, you'll be able to drop statements that will have this person doubting everything that your person has ever said to them. That's your superpower here, Scorpio. That's how you really drive home your activities to get this third party gone. Okay. And then once you make your move, the moon in reverse lets me know that, you know what, your person's secret as far as how they blowed smoke up this third party's ass, and how they did that probably with a very big smirk on their face, because they knew they were dealing with someone that bright. Now the shit's hit the fan. The moon in reverse. The shit has hit the fan between the third party and your person. Worst case scenario. We already said, what did we say? They'll be heading for the exit door when shit gets too rough. Okay? They're going to jump with their parachute on, and they're going to make sure that when they jump, they're landing squarely in your backyard, Scorpio. How are you going to know when this is all working for you? Like, what are the clues that let you know that as you enact your plan, as you make your movements, Scorpio, what lets you know, what keeps you reminded that you are doing, you're moving in the right direction with all of this? I have the Ace of Swords upright, and that's just talking to me. First of all, that's a victory card right there. That's a hell of a victory card. You're going to see things, you're going to see very strong indication of things blowing up around your person. Not only that, there's going to come a point towards the, well, it's when they go through that exit door with the third party. They are going to come to you and they're going to drop the facade. They're going to they're going to want to have a talk. And if you're involved with someone, and this is coming through specifically for feminine Scorpios that are dealing with masculine, if you're dealing with a masculine who never wants to talk about feelings and emotions and all that kind of thing, when either you start seeing them having these little talks or dropping little things about their emotions with you, or they come to you for a big talk about the relationship and where it's going and their emotions and your emotions, yeah, that's going to happen. That's going to happen, Scorpio. And then you know you've won this. Oh my God, you know you've won it at that point. Okay? Now, Spirit has warnings for you in regards to pitfalls to avoid. And that comes by way of this Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles in most decks. And what this Daughter of Pentacles is saying is, Scorpio, Spirit wants to remind you to stay the grown-up. Stay the grown-up. And when it comes down to grown-ups versus children, children fight all the time. Children fight with those they love and those they don't love. And you're in a situation with someone you love and someone you don't love. Third party is someone you do not love. Okay, so you're not a child. You are the adult. You're not fighting with either of these people. Scorpio, I know you know how to be stealthy. All Scorpios are the stealthiest people on the planet, I think. Engage that stealthy side of you. You're not fighting. You're playing the long game. Because remember, in the initial reading, we saw that this could take some time. Play the long game, Scorpio, because Spirit's letting you know, you play it like they've laid out, you're gonna win. All right, Scorpio, I love these messages for you, and I wish you all the best. Before you leave out, subscribe. And my best to you, Scorpio. Till later. Sorry, my camera was messing up. I apologize. But all I was saying was, this is going to draw their time, their energy, their attention, their money back in your direction in such a strong way. And their time. So they won't even, the third party is going to be like, hey, what the hell is going on? And why are you chasing after him or her? Because you told me that Cancer was horrible. And then the third party is going to try to hold them accountable for what they perceive to be their wrongs towards them. And that's going to start to cause tension, stress, and a breakdown in the connection between them, because they will start to argue over you. Isn't that wonderful, Cancer? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see where I was here. So, yes. So once you make your move in that direction, we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And what that's saying is basically your person is not going to want that connection with that third party, because it's going to become stressful. The arguments over you, the arguments over the fact that they're not spending enough time with them, they're not spending the money, they're not, whatever the arguments are, they will start small and end huge. And your person's going to be like, well, hell, I'm not out here doing all this to actually be going through stress with you, third party. Also, the third party is going to see your person's guilt shine through, because their guilt will be worn all over their face. You'll see it shine through as well. Even if they never admit it out of their mouth to you, you'll see it shining through. And just like you see it, the third party will see it. And that, I think that'll be the nail in the coffin, okay? So that's going to blow them right out of the water. So once you start to do all of this, how will you know you're on the right track? What signs will be there? Well, we have the Empress in the reverse. And let me pull a clarifier. I just got, Spirit said to me that Empress in reverse just specifically says your person is going to get in their feelings and in their head to the point where their outward appearance, they start to look raggedy. Like you'll be looking better and their ass will be looking raggedy. The stress, the sleeplessness of it all. Wow, talk about a turnaround. Yeah, and the Chariot. They'll be in their chariot coming back your way soon after. So that is amazing. Now, what are the warnings, if any, that Spirit has for us? Things that you need to take heed of so that you don't fall into any pitfalls as you proceed down this path. So the Five of Wands in the reverse says, Cancer, whatever you do, and I know this will be difficult, no fighting with your person. No fighting. If the conversation's not going your way, okay, let me excuse myself. I've got some things to do anyways. Well, what do you have to do, Cancer? Don't worry about it. It's nothing major. I just have some errands to run. Yeah, at 10 o'clock at night. That's fine too. All right, you get where I'm coming from, Cancer? No arguing, no chaos. Let them have, once you turn these tables, let the third party bring chaos. Everything, and that's Spirit is so sweet with their revenge, right? Because honestly, they complained about you and all the chaos that Cancer brought me. And they're going to end up, the third party is going to bring them that chaos. And they're going to be looking to you as their salvation. I love it for you, Cancer. I love it. All right, Cancer. Those are your messages. If this has resonated and listen, I want to hear about y'all's success stories, to be honest. Always come back later at a later time and comment. Or comment now, like if you're smack dab in the middle of this and you start to implement this stuff and it starts to turn things around, come back and let me know. This reading right here, I can feel the energy of it. I know you're going to win, Cancer. I'm not even worrying about you. Because when it comes down to it, when a Cancer's got to do something, a Cancer gets it done. So, all my best to you, Cancer. Subscribe before you head out. And thank you. I will see you next time.